Good evening. Beautiful night here in Cormierville. The wind has pretty much died down. Temperature in the low 70s, around 20 degrees Celsius. Clear skies. Hi Chloe and JB, how are you? Looking for a rosy maple tonight? Yeah, there is a big one in the middle. I haven't looked. Actually, the big one in the middle, I think, is just Virginia tenuted. Just looking from here. Hi, Alyssa and Ginger. How are you? Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Hey, Nola, you're back. Is your show over? Killed Tony? Nola was with me at the end of the stream half an hour ago when something pretty amazing happened. A huge tree fell in the forest. Made a really loud crashing sound, and it seemed like it took it forever to fall down. I think maybe it might have started like a chain reaction so that more than one tree fell. But it was it was just astonishing to stand there in the dark listening to it happen. And it was kind of sad, actually. I felt a lot of sorrow just thinking of what that tree had lived through, and the amazing community of life that lives on that tree, you know, from birds to hundreds of species of insects probably, and fungi, and you know, on and on and on. Anyway, I'm kind of anxious to get in there tomorrow morning to see who fell. It came from a part of the woods where it's mostly mature birch, poplar, and maple, so it's probably one of those, or more than one. Yeah, now there will be a whole new community on it. Ryan, you're right. Yeah. Breaking it down into sawdust, starting the cycle all over again. Yeah, I don't know if it would have made any noise if I hadn't been out there. Nola would have heard it. Well, let's move in here. I'm anxious to see who we. If I didn't miss anybody in the chat, welcome. Whoever's there. I think I've got everyone. So yes, I better turn the light on again. Virginia tenuted, the big one we saw in the middle. There's a banded tussock. Banded tussock moth. Oh, here's a new ichneumon wasp. I haven't seen one like this before, this color. Usually we see the nice orange ones. This one's had some orange on it, but it was, the abdomen was black on the tip. Thorax was black. I guess he's flown. That's a, fantastic. There's a chocolate prominent, pretty worn looking chocolate prominent. Let's see who else is over there. Here's our friend from last night. Poplar borer, longhorn beetle. There's our worn chocolate prominent. This is forest tent caterpillar moth. Forest tent caterpillar moth. We saw, well, not last night. Sorry about last night, but we lost our power 3 times right around 11 o'clock, and the last time it stayed off till the middle of the night. Zestia C. nigrum. That one looks pretty worn. Here's a nice looking micro moth. This is elegant grass veneer. Here. Not sure who that one is. I think it's some kind of a fanfoot. I'll have to look that one up. I'm not sure on that one either. It's most of the marks are faded. There's a hooded owlet of some kind in there, hiding in the sheet. Maybe he'll come out later. That's a rotund idia, I-D-I-A, rotund idia. Here's a nice unicorn prominent, I think. No, it's not a unicorn prominent. It's closely related. Okay, sorry about that. We were disconnected, but I think we're back again. Meanwhile, back to this moth. This is called the red-humped prominent. Yeah, it's related to the unicorn prominent. It might even be in the same genus. This one also often holds its wings wrapped around its abdomen, but often holds that up into the air. Quite a steep angle from whatever it's perched on. You can see, looking straight down on it, it's really got its wings wrapped around its abdomen to make a bit of a tube shape. Yeah, he's wrapped up tightly. Okay, who else do we have here? This may just be a worn Baltimore. Oh my God. Virgin tiger moth. Sorry. Oh, he's on my boot. Not sure where it is right now. Virgin tiger moth, finally. This is. Well, hopefully it'll come back and settle down on the sheet somewhere. Last time I saw it, it was on top of my rubber boot, but it's not there now. Oh, it's sitting here, but it's got its wings closed now. Here it is. Virgin tiger moth. See if we can just get it to open the wings a little bit. Let me, oh, what's this? Now there's our unicorn, prominent, right here. Sticking his abdomen and wings up in the air. Meanwhile, let me pull the sheet up a bit. Hopefully the virgin tiger moth will stay put. Give us a slightly better view, maybe. Sorry, I got about 6 mosquitoes biting my right hand at the same time. Doesn't want to open up. Anyway, the hind wing is bright pink with big black dots. I'm sure we'll get to see one soon, tonight or very soon. Lesser wainscot. Another forest tent caterpillar. Forest tent caterpillar moth. And topiary grass veneer, the other one. Small one. No, it's not, sorry, it's not topiary. I think it's double-banded grass veneer, which we have seen before. Here's our firefly that we've seen a few times now, the firefly in the genus Photinus, and a nice clear-winged moth that landed there briefly. stream, I think. Yeah. I think this is large lace wing. Large lace wing. Lacy. They usually have a lace-like border around the wings like this one does, but some of them don't. Some of them don't have any of that lace patterning, and then they can be easily confused with some other species, but this one has it, so we're all set. Large lacewing. There's a black zigzag. Ooh, it's a nice, what is this? This is gosh, it's some kind of a looper, pine looper. Can't remember. I think it might be northern pine looper. Might need some help with this one. Somebody wants to just check moth photographers group. Just type in pine, northern pine looper, MPG, moth. If it's not the northern pine looper, it's going to be one of the species really close to it. So if you clicked on next plate or previous plate, you'll see the close relatives. Alyssa says northern pines are kind of orange. Okay. So Ginger, well, you know, I don't dare click the link myself because I'm not sure I'll get back into YouTube. Maybe, well, I'll check it out. There's a gray spruce looper too that this could be. Brown and white moth, I don't know that one. When you're at MPG, at Moth Photographers Group, and you're looking at a species, you can click on, I think there's a place above the photo where you can click on region, and then you can, it gives you a list of all the US states and Canadian provinces, and if you click on New Brunswick, it'll just show you species that are found in New Brunswick. And then if you do next species or previous species, you'll see the ones that are most closely related. This here is a moth that it's called the ugly, I was calling it the ugly bird nest moth, but actually its name is just ugly nest moth. Ugly nest moth. And it builds big, sort of like tent caterpillar, spider webbish sort of tents over bushes that it feeds on. caterpillars do. Ugly nest moth, because they're the nests, these tent-like nests that they make are really irregular and ugly, I guess. Not sure what this is. Some kind of a geometer. Gray spruce looper. Does that look good? Here it is again, Ginger, if that was you. Wolf. So when are you starting your stream? We want to see your moths as well. Hey, that would be neat. Wolf, think about it. Nice moth stream. Forest tent caterpillar moth. Oh, you don't have any service out there. Darn. You'll have to convince them to hang out closer to your Wi-Fi signal. There's a big old fish fly up here. Oh, here's a new one for us. This is called the confused haploa. Pretty neat pattern on this one. Confused haploa. Haploa is, got scared away. Haploa is H-A-P-L-O-A. Haploa. That's the genus. I'll keep an eye out for that. Hopefully it'll come back. Green lacewing. Gone. Virginia tenucid. There's a small rivulet. Things are getting nervous again and flying as soon as I point the camera at them, or the light, I guess. That's what they don't like. There's a nice micro moth here. Not sure what that one is. This here is lesser maple, I think it's called lesser maple spanworm. I may have called it lesser maple looper a couple of nights ago. I think it's lesser maple spanworm. That's it, Ginger. Yeah, we had a nice view of one a couple of nights ago. I think I gave it the wrong name. I think I called it lesser maple looper. Oh. Here's this geometer we saw a few minutes ago. Interesting, it has a yellow head. There is a geometer, I think it's called yellow-headed geometer, which this could be, but I'm going to have to check this one out. Black zigzag and a green pug. Nice trio there. And over here, ugly nest moth. That's your new favorite, Wolf? Black zigzag? I love them too. Oh, wow, painted lichen moth. This is kind of a rare species in New Brunswick. Painted lichen moth. The larvae do feed on lichens. Oh, darn. Where'd you go? Shoot. Not sure where it went. Well, he may show up again. Painted lichen moth. I don't see that every year. What is this? Oh, this is the common fungus moth. It's a rare sound for these parts. A siren. I don't know if you were hearing the siren or not. Common fungus moth. Ooh. This is an uncommon moth, but I'm not going to remember the name. It's in the genus Olathrodes. I think this species has pretty limited range. Yeah, there are lots of new moths tonight, and I'm being very selective as to what I'm showing you. I think this is this, gosh, I don't know. Maybe Atlantic arches that we saw a couple of nights ago. Atlantic arches. Oh, here's a nice spotted ladybug. These are so cute. I spotted ladybug. The neat pattern on the thorax too. Besides the eye spots on the elytra. There's an ichneumon wasp. We saw one of these, I think maybe one of our very first streams, that we didn't have as good a look at as this. I'm just looking at all the micro moths we're going by. There's a caddisfly. Wow. Nice. Okay, what else am I going to show you here? This is a new one. What's it called? Gosh, I'm not going to be able to pull up the name on it. Zigzag. First part of the common name is zigzag, and the second part is the genus name. And I don't remember, except I know the genus starts with H-E-R-P, herp. Well, Wolf, I see you have some moth photos you're going to share with us on your community tab. That's super. Great. Thank you. Yay! Maybe some other people will do that. This is an sorry, I'm just hitting the wall tonight with names. It's a Quaker. Maybe this is called rustic herpetogramma. Who came up with that name? That's it. Thank you, Alyssa. I don't know how you did that from H-E-R-P, but that's it. That's magic. So I think this is a rustic Quaker. I'm not sure. Could be a what do they call it? Oh, I'm just drawing blanks here. I think there's a genus Enargia, E-N-A-R-G-I-A, Enargia. It might be in that genus. Yeah, that's it, Ginger. I don't know if we're still connected or not. We got a signal that we were disconnected, but I think we're back again. Yes, we are? Okay, great. Thank you, Alyssa. Who's this? Oh, that's our large looper. Just taking off. I don't know if it's the same one we see every night or not. Here's our virgin tiger moth is still sitting motionless down here. Who's this one? This one's been sitting here for a while, and I've been kind of ignoring it because I wasn't sure what it was. But now that I look at it, I think it might be I think this could be a species that is called oval-based prominent. If somebody could check that name, that moth, and let me know. It's pretty rare. Just give that a check, Alyssa, if you could. Oval-based prominent. or Ginger, or whoever wants to look in moth photographers group. It's clearly a big prominent, and it has these nice ovals at the base of its wings that are sort of colored coppery, I guess. Alyssa says yes, that's it. Oval base prominent. Wow. I think I've only seen this once before. And it's been a few years. I wish I could get better light on it, but it's underneath the light fixture. Oh, nice. It's a side view. Yeah, he's got nice hairy leggings on his front legs. Sorry, I know that's not a great view, but it's a great moth. That's a common fungus moth. This is kind of an interesting micro moth. Can't remember the name. First part of its name is black-headed because the caterpillar has a black head. Black-headed what? Black-headed. In the genus Aclaris. A-C-L-E-R-I-S. Aclaris. Might be called black-headed budworm. It seems to ring a bell. Meanwhile, the one in the lower left is a common Idea, I-D-A-E. Oh, I don't know how to spell it. Idea, I-D-A-E-I. I-D-A-E-I. Idea. Something like that. That's the genus name is Idea. I-D-A-E-I. Doesn't look right, Ginger. I mean, I know that's how I was spelling it, but when I see it in print, it doesn't look like it. Idea. Where'd it go? Oh, it's gone. If you have the time to look at Moth Photographers Group for Idea, I-D-A-E-I, to see if there is such a genus. That was a black zigzag that was fluttering there. A common fungus moth. Firefly. There's a firefly again. This is a different species than the one we saw before. The one we saw before was in the genus Photinus. This one is not in that genus. Oh, it may be, but it's a different species anyway. It doesn't have the one we've been seeing for a few nights. It has a pale stripe right up the middle of the back. This one doesn't have that stripe, just has stripes on the edge of the elytra. Hi Tarun, thanks for joining us. Sorry Ginger, I'm going back looking at the black-headed bugworm. No, it was budworm, like a rosebud. Black-headed budworm. Well, Alyssa got that, I see. Oh, did I miss a crane fly? Or a wasp? Yep, that's the correct spelling. That's great. Here's another longhorn beetle up here. This is another poplar poplar borer, in the longhorn beetle family. There's our Atlantic arches and the bottom chocolate prominent here on the clip. Up here we have two forest tent caterpillar moths side by side. You can see an example of the variation between individuals. And the little purple and yellow one there is a clover hayworm. And this here one is a new one for us. This is called the red-shawled moth. Red-shawled, like it's wearing a shawl. Typically that band in the middle is a little more reddish than this. I think this is worn a bit. And this nondescript one here, the small one with the black dots in the wings, is called the dotted leaf tear. L-E-A-F-T-I-E-R, dotted leaf tear. Here's a green leuconicta. Beautiful moth. Sorry if I'm going through these a little fast. There's so many things on the moth sheet here I want to show you, but we're already 3/4 of the way through our stream. Here's a beautiful tufted bird dropping moth. Can never ignore this one. Isabella tiger moth. Just arrived. It's pretty exciting, eh, Alyssa? And I haven't even been over to the right side of the sheet. What is that over there? I'm gonna have to go over there. I see something interesting. It's a fanfoot there we looked at earlier. This is lesser wainscot. sharp-angled carpet moth on the right. I think that's just a pale rotundidea on the left. And this is the one we call the yellow-shouldered whatchamacallit, because I keep forgetting to look up what the rest of its name is. One there, another one here. Here's a clear wing moth, right there with the little like a lobster tail for an abdomen. Maple callus borer is the exact name for that particular clear wing moth. Virgin tiger moth is still sitting still. Look, big June bug. Okay, there's a fish fly. We all know those now. This is a new one for the stream. It's called the peppered moth. Peppered moth. Fairly common. I've seen a few after the streams have ended in the past week or so. We've never had one on the stream before. Here's our red-humped prominent, still right where we saw it earlier. Here's a looper in the genus Syngrapha. Not sure what species this is. Northern finned prominent, this one. Northern finned prominent. Syngrapha, S-Y-N, grapha. Northern fin prominent, yep. There's our zigzag herpetogramma. Syngrapha, that's it, Ginger, thank you. All right, I'm dying to look at this. I've been looking at this for a few minutes. I think this is, well, it's a new one for us, for sure. And I think this one is called the Morning Glory Prominent. Morning Glory Prominent. And it's not very common, even though we have lots of morning glory around here. Sorry, I just got so many mosquitoes biting me. I wish they'd take turns, so they all seem to bite at the same time. Morning Glory Prominent. Nice white edge, outer edge to the wings. Kind of an irregular whitish edge. That's brother moth. Another brother moth. A small one below it, there is a quartered Olathrudes in the genus Olathrudes, and its common name is quartered Olathrudes. Not sure why. Another micro moth I don't recognize. There's a ichneumon wasp. Looks like the the usual one we've been seeing most nights. Chocolate prominent and black zigzag side by side. This is what you saw, Ginger? Alyssa? Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is it's a species of ichneumon wasp, and there are thousands of ichneumon wasps in North America. Almost none of them sting. Most of them are brightly colored. As far as colors go, they're one of the most diverse insect groups in the world. But for some reason, they haven't been studied that much, so there's still lots to be learned about them, lots of new species that haven't been described yet. There's our little May beetle that we see every night. Some kind of a May beetle with greenish iridescence on the elytra. Leonard has a bunch of ichneumon wasps on his Flickr page. It would be Leonard Poxon. Green leuconicta. Forest tent caterpillar. Another forest tent caterpillar. Forest tent caterpillar moth. Northern fin prominent that we just looked at. Here's our peppered moth again. A fish fly. Red humped prominent. Nice banded tussock moth. Brother moth. Baltimore snout moth. Powdered bigwing. Oh, this is tufted thyoterid. This is one we've seen it before a couple of times. Sorry, it's right behind the lamp. Kind of hard for me to get good light on it. Taram, thank you very much for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Greatly appreciated. Tufted thyoterid. Just taking another look around. I'm going to go over to the edge of the sheet here, where I haven't been. Oh, here's a sawwing. Pretty worn, missing, well, is it missing some of its wings? It's got black lines out on the wingtips that look like they're gaps. Maybe it's not. This is just called sawwing. SAW-wing, sawwing. Sawwing moth. They are geometers. They're in the geometer family, Alyssa. No, it's just sawwing moth. Sawwing, yeah. Another fish fly. This is called, it's a new one for us, but it's not very spectacular, but it's called the bronzed owlet. Bronzed owlet. O-W-L-E-T, owlet. That's it, Ginger. Alyssa, you got it. Perfect. Those little spots on the wing, in the middle of the wing, are a good field mark, especially the pale mark with the black dot on each side. Brother moth. Powdered bigwing. Not sure. It's a wainscot of some kind, but I'm not sure of the species. Doesn't look like one we've seen. Certainly not one we've named, because I don't remember the name of this one. Well, we might have seen it, and maybe I named it the last time we saw it. Who knows? I don't remember right now. Here's that hooded owlet is still there. Excuse me. I think this is the intermediate hooded owlet that we saw once before. It's kind of behind the moth sheet, and it's hard for me. I might be able to get it in there. Oh, it's not a bad view. Yeah, they are kind of reminiscent of sphinx moths, you're right. You know, the buffy patches in the middle of the wing, and it's on each wing there's kind of a buffy area in the middle. That might make it a moth that's called the shark moth. It's in the same genus as all the hooded owlets, but it has a common name of shark moth. And I don't know where I got that name. It might have something to do with the caterpillar. Like I've said before, so many moths were named for patterns or shapes or colors of the caterpillars. I think this is a shark moth, and it's an introduced species from Europe. I think this is pale enargia. Pale enargia. E-N-A-R-G-I-A. Maybe the same species that we saw earlier that I was humming and hawing. Well, I've been humming and hawing about everything tonight, but one in particular, I thought it was possibly a rustic quaker, but I think this is pale enargia. Well, we're all going to turn into pumpkins here. It's past midnight. Another quick review. There's a large looper on the left and the peppered moth in the center. Red humped prominent. Here's our sawwing moth. Better view. Came out of hiding. Nice fish fly. Northern fin prominent. zigzag herpetogramma, brother moth, morning glory prominent. Here's a dagger. This is a new one for tonight, but not sure I can put a name on it. It's a dagger of some kind. All daggers are in the genus Acronicta. I think this one feeds on oak, but I'm not sure. Oh, here's a cute little, oh, it's a nice little micro moth. He flew. Oh, there's a nice moth too, little micro moth. I think it's a skunkback. I think this is a skunk-backed moth. Banded tussock moth. Pushed them out of the way. Ugly nest moth. And we'll go back over to this side of the sheet to end the evening. Just let me, here's a unmarked dagger. We've seen this one before, but not tonight. Unmarked dagger. Not sure. Oh, here's this nice little plant moth that has lime green spots on it. Gotta look this one up because I know it's not very common in New Brunswick. Gosh, it's in the genus Olitrudes, but I don't know the name. Nice little micro moth. This is our white spring moth. And I haven't seen a sphinx moth tonight. I guess they're winding down already. Birds moved. Our oval-based prominent hasn't moved. Here's a small bird-dropping moth. Powdered bigwing, caddisfly with a long antenna. Clearwing moth coming up to the powdered bigwing. Some kind of an angle moth. Small rivulet, black zigzag, chocolate prominent, angle moth. All right, thought I might be able to find another new one here. Of course, as soon as I shut off the camera, there'll be several new ones show up. Well, thank you. It's 6-7 minutes over time now. Nola says, stop by tomorrow, y'all. I'll have my live up early, 7 a.m. Central. Hit my subscribe button. Right on. Everybody make sure you do that. We got to get Nola up to 500. Thank you, Wolf. My pleasure, as always. Thank you, Alyssa. You and Ginger did another bang-up job of typing. Sorry if I left you stranded on some of the spellings. It's just hard for me to follow the chat when I'm looking for moths and trying to hold the iPad steady. All right, I'm not sure who else is there, but I know Chloe and JB were here. Taryn, I don't know if you're still there, but thanks so much. You love their caterpillars. Yay. Thanks so much for watching. There's Chloe and JB. Thanks a million. You guys are the best. All right, have a good rest of your night, folks, and plan to stream moths tomorrow night and our daytime bird stream. So we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.